These Hesacore grips have taken off in popularity thanks to how they connect players to their pickleball paddle, essentially giving them better control over the paddle while having to hold it with less pressure. Well, the only thing tricky about these is getting them onto the paddle themselves. So today we're going to look at the best 3 ways to put a Hesacore on your pickleball paddle. The first important thing to note is that the Hesacore doesn't go on top of the grip your paddle comes with. It actually goes underneath. So the first thing you're going to want to do is remove the base grip on whatever paddle you're installing the Hesacore on. The first way we're going to put one of these on is with the instructions that Hesacore includes themselves. So with every Hesacore grip come these 4 little plastic strips that are there to help you slide the grip on over the butt cap of the paddle. Hesacore grips are installed with the smaller diameter side going on first, so we're going to insert these plastic pieces with their ends kind of folded over that portion so we can slide it on over the butt cap. Getting the initial piece over the butt cap is one of the toughest, and now we're going to use these plastic pieces to help this rubber slide over the butt cap without ripping, but you want to be somewhat careful even with these plastic strips to make sure no part of the grip is overstrained during the process. The key with this is to be slow and steady and careful. It's not the easiest to use these plastic strips, but it does help protect this against ripping. And we'll kind of slide this over the butt cap to make it a little bit easier for ourselves to pull up until we get it all the way seated. All right, once we get the grip all the way installed to where the top of a grip would normally be, we're going to align it so that all of these hexagons are in line with the flat side of the paddle, on the side of the paddle, and then as well on the other side. And once we have that lined up, we can now pull out these plastic pieces and get the grip set into place. There's one. Now this method with the plastic pieces does work, but it's not my favorite way to install the Hesacore, as they can be a little bit clunky to utilize. So we'll move on to my favorite way to install the grip, and that is using rubbing alcohol. Rubbing alcohol is an awesome option for installing a Hesacore grip, especially when the handle is a bit sticky after removing that base grip, as it will remove some of that friction associated with that sticky residue. So all you're going to need to do is take your Hesacore grip, give it some spritzes inside. We're going to give a light spray on the handle itself. And then once we put the small side over the top, we should be able to slide this grip on, still being careful, but with a lot less resistance than we would without another substance. Now you can use water for this, but water doesn't evaporate quite as well as alcohol does. Now there you go, that may be the quickest way to install a Hesacore grip. And once you add an overgrip to the top of this, it will be ready to go. But there is one more way to install a grip, especially if you don't have access to alcohol, but you don't want to use those plastic strips, and that is by using hot water. So I've had this carbon Hesacore soaking in some warm water for about 5 minutes. These are notoriously stiff and difficult to put on, but the hot water actually serves to soften up the material and make it a little bit easier to stretch over, especially that initial point. I like to dry these off because getting grip is actually still kind of difficult. And we will do our best to slip that smaller side over the butt cap. And once these are soft and pliable, they tend to slide on much easier than if they are just cold and out of the package. As you can see here, mine got folded over a little bit, but I can just unroll it, re-slide it, and set it in position. And just like that, we are set to go. Once you have a Hesacore installed, you don't just go out and play with it like this. Players will actually add the overgrip of their choice on top of this, treating the Hesacore like a base grip. And then anytime the overgrip wears out, you can simply replace it while keeping this valuable Hesacore underneath. There's lots of material out there on the internet about applying an overgrip, but really quickly, the basics are that you're going to remove the plastic covering of the overgrip itself. You're going to remove the small sticky tab on one side. Hold the paddle like a microphone. If you're right-handed, you're going to wrap to the right. Left-handed, you'll wrap to the left. You'll find the base of the paddle and then just wrap around with about a 20 to 30% overlap. Some people are really careful with this, but it's really not hard. We'll just try and keep that Hesacore lined up throughout the process. Wrap to the top. If you're a perfectionist, you'll use scissors here. I just rip there. We'll take our grip band, apply it, wrap it around the top, and just like that, you are set to go with your all-new Hesacore. These things feel great. Please feel free to drop any questions down below and enjoy playing pickleball with these beautiful, beautiful grips. Thanks so much for watching.